I'm going to be talking about the work we've been doing in Arduino and using breadboards and some other fun things. We started with working on LEDs, making them flash, add different colors and all the different resistors you need, and then we did some more stuff, and then we started on our projects. Now, I'm going to brush through this part a little bit, but I'm going to talk about what our project is. Our project is we are making basically a robot that can have an axis like a 3D printer that moves like left and right and up and down, or not or like forwards and backwards, really. This is the final code we landed on. We landed on this, so this is for the X motor, this is for the Y motor, and this is the joystick, and it's all controlled by joystick. This sets the different motors to max speed and acceleration. This has some stuff that, like, our LED, like, you can click the button on the joystick and it turns on and off. And then this is all the code, and this basically reads the joystick down here. It reads the joystick, and then it does a certain distance on where it'll be, and moves the Arduino, the stepper motors, and we have two stepper motor controllers. And this is what finalizes the movements of all that stuff. We're gonna play the video. So this is our Arduino. This is our joystick. These are the two red things are the stepper motor controllers. This is, each of them have their own main power, so there's one there and there's one right there that connects on there. They all have 12 volts of power because that's what they need to run, and the Arduino only gives out 5. This is our setup, so this is a stepper motor. This stepper motor controls this one belt, and then we're going to zoom in. So this is the whole thing. So over here is a pulley, and it goes here, and these two ends of it are attached to the bottom of this base here. So this moves it up and down, and over here it is attached here and over here on this other side end, which I can show probably right there. Maybe, hang on. Right there, it's connected, and when this rotates, it pulls it back and forth. And this is it working with the joystick. So look, it moves that way, and then it moves that way, and then it moves down and up, and it can do it at the same time, see? And it goes at diagonal, and this is what the project we worked on. There was a couple step backs, like how strong the motors, how many volts I need, and we had to figure out all this code and all this stuff. It's a little messy, and I'm gonna try to work on making another iteration of it at some point in my life, and I think it'd be really fun. And then I also want to get it so that not just like a moving robot, on this end over here, I want it to be able to have a pen that draws and can draw on the ground. So yeah, this is the code, and we went through a bunch of iterations. You can see all of our iterations up here. If you'd like to check that out, you can go to it's linked on my GitHub. You can see all of our iteration, our code and stuff. And we went through and we figured out, like, making the motors move by themselves, making like the motors move, but like we made it better. And then this is like the different pins that we tested, and then this is for positioning, so like I can set, like, go to this position and the motors will turn to there. And then we worked on getting the joystick and the motors to work, and then we made the joystick and both motors work, which was a step back that we had to figure out because the Arduino didn't love controlling both of the at the same time. So we figured it out though, so that was really fun. And then I went through and I cleaned up the code so that it has all these nice comments and all this stuff, and just makes it a little bit more prettier. We set dead zone for our joystick so that there's no stick drift, because it did have a little bit of stick drift. And I 3D printed all these files and I designed all of them myself. And one of the major step backs I had were these holes were too small at first, so I made them bigger, and I had to get them the right size. And so yeah, and that's our Arduino project.